If you've ever watched a UFC fight, you might have wondered, do these fighters really try to kill each other in the octagon? The raw intensity, brutal strikes, and relentless aggression make it look like a battle for survival. But beneath the blood and sweat, there's more strategy and control than chaos and violence. UFC fighters train for years to perfect their skills, focusing not just on power but precision. Every punch, kick, and submission is calculated to win the fight, not to cause permanent damage. While injuries happen, the goal isn't to end someone's life, but to outsmart, outlast, and overpower the opponent within the rules. Referees and medical teams are always on alert, ready to stop the fight if it gets too dangerous. Safety protocols have improved dramatically to protect fighters, even in this no-holds-barred combat sport. Still, the danger is real. The sheer physicality pushes fighters to their limits and sometimes beyond. Knockouts and submissions can be brutal, and the risk of injury is high. But make no mistake, UFC is a sport built on respect, discipline, and skill, not a merciless fight to the death. Behind every fight is hours of preparation, mental toughness, and strategy. Fighters study their opponents intensely, learning weaknesses and strengths to exploit. They don't just rely on brute force, they use intelligence and timing to land decisive strikes and escapes. The audience often only sees the final explosive moments, but those seconds come after months of grueling training, dieting, and mental conditioning. It's a chess match with punches and kicks, not a desperate struggle to kill. Yes, the UFC showcases some of the most physically demanding and dangerous battles in sports, but the fighters are professionals committed to their craft. They respect each other deeply, even in the heat of competition, because they understand the risks they all share. So while the action might look savage and the hits might be bone-crushing, UFC fighters are not trying to kill each other. They are warriors battling for glory, survival, and honor, within the bounds of a fiercely regulated sport. The mental game in UFC is just as intense as the physical one. Fighters must control fear, pain, and adrenaline while sticking to their game plan. Losing focus even for a second can mean defeat or injury. That's why champions often say the fight starts long before they enter the cage. It begins in the mind. Training camps are brutal, involving multiple disciplines like box, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and more. Fighters condition their bodies to endure extreme punishment and recover quickly. They also work with coaches, nutritionists, and psychologists to sharpen every aspect of their performance. Furthermore, the UFC's rules are designed to protect fighters. Illegal moves like eye gouging, biting, or strikes to the back of the head are strictly banned. The referees have the authority to stop fights immediately if a fighter can no longer defend themselves. Medical teams are on standby for immediate intervention. Fans sometimes forget that behind the spectacle is a community of athletes who support each other's safety. Many fighters train together outside the cage, and there's a shared respect born from the understanding of the sport's dangers. In conclusion, the UFC might look like a battlefield, but it's a sport grounded in respect, preparation, and skill. Fighters do not enter the octagon with the intention to kill, but to compete fiercely, challenge their limits, and entertain millions, all while prioritizing safety as much as possible. The blood and bruises tell a story of courage and discipline, not merciless violence. Beyond the physical and mental challenges, UFC fighters face immense personal sacrifices. Time away from family, grueling diets, and constant pressure to perform can take a toll on their well-being. Yet their passion drives them to push through the pain and keep fighting. Moreover, the global popularity of UFC has helped transform the sport's image from raw brutality to a respected athletic competition. Media coverage, documentaries, and fighter interviews reveal the human side of these warriors, their struggles, dreams, and dedication. The sport's evolution has also brought advancements in medical care and fighter safety. Pre-fight medical checks, concussion protocols, and mandatory rest periods help protect fighters from long-term damage. While controversy still surrounds the sport, the UFC community continues to work toward a balance between entertainment and athlete welfare. Fighters, trainers, officials, and fans all play a role in shaping the future of this demanding sport. Ultimately, the question, do they really try to kill each other in the UFC, misses the bigger picture. These athletes enter the cage to test their limits, showcase their skills, and earn respect, not to destroy their opponents. Their battles are fierce but fought with honor, making UFC a unique and thrilling sport watched by millions around the world.